Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, Mr. Resi and Mr. Sugianto. My name is Raihan Adhika. So in this video, I will tell you a story entitled The Darkest Night. It was almost midnight when they drove down the crooked, lonely country road and stopped outside the old log cabin. A chill wind was blowing and the moon was full. The boy and girl stepped out of the car and made their way towards the cabin. They opened up the door and peered inside. Is this it? Yes, this is the place. Let's go in. No, you first. He stepped inside and she followed. Did you know that tonight is the darkest night of the year? No. They call it the blackest night. Do you know why? No. Okay, I'll tell you. It was 20 years ago. Even back then, the cabin was abandoned and falling apart. Sometimes, hunters were going to go to the game in the surrounding woods. It also used as a makeout place by young couples like us. They say this broken down shack has seen a lot of hugs and kisses. But all that came to an end. One cold October morning. What happened? She cut him off. He found the body of a young girl inside his cabin. She had been murdered and it was extremely brutal scene. They said her eyes had been gouged out and she was gutted like a fish. Her body was ripped open from her belly to her chin. Her guts were strewn all around this cabin. The killer also chopped one of her hands. She bled to death. It was slow and painful. How horrible! She exclaimed. Why are you telling me this? Well, that's how the story goes. The murderer was never found. They say that ever since then, this cabin has been haunted. Every year, on the darkest night of the year, the night this terrible crime took place. And if you listen very closely, they say that you can hear the screams of the dying girl. That's why they call it the blackest night of the year. You're making all this up just to scare me, right? Not at all. You love to intimidate me. I swear, this is the truth, he said solemnly. But she could see a hint of a mischievous smile around his lips. You never heard this legend? I thought everyone knew about it. No, I never heard it before. This place is giving me the creeps. Let's get out of here. Come on. This is interesting. If you told me all this before, I would never have agreed to come. And the thought of poor girl crying, I don't even want to think about that. Let's wait a little longer. Maybe we'll hear her scream. I don't want to, she protested. She started to tremble like a leaf. Well, I'm the one with the car. Maybe I'll just go off and leave you. And you can spend the night here, alone. No. Don't even joke about that. She grabbed the door handle and pulled. The rusty hinges cracked and the handle came off in her hand. She let out a shriek of surprise. Her surprise turned to into a panic, and she began pushing and shoving and banging on the door. It wouldn't open. "Is this your idea of a joke?" she cried, her eyes welling up with tears. "Let me out." The faces changes, but the girls are always the same. Silly and naive, vulnerable and stupid, waiting for me. Her knees buckled and she slid to the floor. He grinned. "This is my night." On that cold October night, the lonely cabin was filled again with horrifying sounds of a girl's screams. The eerie sounds were carried on the breeze, and those who heard them looked fearfully into the darkness, then hurried home to tell their loved ones about the terrifying legends of the blackest night of the year. That's the end of the story. Thank you for watching. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.